So recently, some patents were showcased. Patents? 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 Is that where they come from? Patents and patents? Is that similar? Anyways, some new patents came out. Apparently Nintendo has they patented patents, I think that's what you do, for a clamshell design console. Now, in case you guys weren't familiar, clamshell is like the DS, the 3DS, the variations of that, like the 3DS XL, not the 2DS, that isn't a clamshell, that's just a brick, but everything else except for the 2DS is a clamshell design. And I love the DS and 3DS, and I think its clamshell design is a huge part in that. Sure, on surface level, it's just to, like, protect the inner screens, the touch screens and stuff, and make sure they don't get all scratched up, which is great, and also, it's just fun. It doesn't look like a clam, even though that's what it's based off of. It feels like a expensive, crazy cool, technological book of joy and wonder. It's just cool, alright? The 3DS, the DS, it's all cool. It's awesome. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. But this one's a little bit different. You know, with the Game Boy Advance, we had one screen. With the DS and DS Lite, we had 2 screens. With the 3DS, we didn't get 3 screens, did we? We got 2 screens. Still 2 screens. However, the top screen was 3D, which was technically 2 images. So technically, we did get 3 screens. But this patent, alright guys, this is the true 3DS. For 4DS even, as it has a screen on the top of its case, which is so silly. Like, that's, I don't know. I know a lot of phones do this, but to have it on a game console is a bit hashtag random, to be honest. It's pretty cool. Like, I'd be excited to use this. I'm curious what they would use it for. It's just like, it's just a bit strange, isn't it? Now, is this patent actually going to become a console? No. Usually, patents don't equal consoles, as been seen, you know, across the history of video games. However, it does mean that Nintendo thought of this idea, thought, that's actually a pretty funny idea, and then decided to draw it up and then copyright it, or whatever patents do. I think they copyright it, which I don't know, is that good? Is that evil? I'm not sure. Which, if anything, gives us hope that we'll get something exciting and silly in the future other than just Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch 3, Nintendo Switch 4 for the next 10, 15, 20 years of the company. And honestly, even though it's a boring, crappy drawing of just a scuffed 3DS with a screen on top, it does remind me of the charm this company has with its console designs. And I really, really hope that in the future, maybe we get 2 consoles, like we have the Switch and then we have the 4DS or something. It could happen. I'm not gonna deny it. I thought there was not a chance whatsoever. This gives me a smidge of hope. And all of this not to mention that the console's main gimmick would be able to split in 2. What? I mean, you could technically do that with the DS and 3DS, but it wasn't intentional. This is intentional. You could rip it in half, give one side to, I don't know, your best bud, give the other side to you, and play, what, Flappy Bird multiplayer? I'm not really sure what you would do. Doodle Jump, maybe? Subway Surfer? It'd be really interesting to see how they incorporate this multi-screen, multiplayer aspect. Like, one thing about the Switch being very traditional in its design really makes me miss dual-screen games. Like, even from the Wii U, Nintendo Land was so much fun and so different to anything else. Versus the Switch, you can sort of have these similar experiences on your PC. It's just on Nintendo in your living room and you can kind of take it anywhere, which is great. It's super fun. But again, something as simple as a drawing like this reminds me of old times and gets me excited for the future. But who bloody cares what I think when you guys are watching this? Make sure to comment down below what you think of this. If you think it's fun, do you want to see a Nintendo 4DS? Would that be the future? Would that be kind of cool? Let me know. And if you haven't already, check out the video on screen. And until next time, I guess I'll leave.